The final race on BARC TV this weekend. Out onto track then. Let's have a look at the grid for the final truck race of the weekend. This is based on the result of race 3, the one we saw this morning, with the top 8 finishers in each division reversed. So it's Michael Oliver on pole position in the number 12 MAN this time, alongside John Newell in number 18. Stuart Oliver on row 2 alongside the number 69 of David Jenkins. Should be in the second row there. Row 3, number 3 Stephen Powell alongside 86 Tom O'Rourke. Row 4, 81 Mark Taylor alongside number 1 Ryan Smith, again having to go from 8th on the grid. On the 5th row it's number 46 of Bradley Smith and 68 Craig Reed. 6th row is Simon Reed, 89 and 95 Ricky Collett. 92 Simon Faulkner rounds out Division 1. Then there's a gap and we've got the Division 2 trucks headed by John Powell, number 6, had some problems at the end of race 3 this morning. Brad Smith alongside in the number 16, and Craig Evans number 10 and 32 of Jock Borthwick. Adam Bint on the 3rd row alongside John Bowler number 14, and Luke Garrett, who won that 3rd race, goes from the back. Heading up to the grid then, we saw Luke Garrett in a spot of bother in race 4, hoping for his 3rd Division 2 win of the weekend, and what a great drive it was by Adam Bint in race 4 to take the victory. John Bowler's had some good runs today as well after problems yesterday. One driver hoping for his first Division 1 win is Stephen Powell, number 3. We're told he's celebrating his birthday today, so many happy returns to number 3 Stephen Powell. Birthday party at the Portobello Inn tonight when they get home, assuming they get back in time for last orders. Somebody else's birthday today as well, but I'm keeping quiet on that one. So it's Michael Oliver on pole in the number 12, alongside John Newell in the number 18. Now, is Ryan Smith going to attempt the charge down the outside on the run to the first hairpin like he did earlier on? Race 3 this morning, he started 8th, took the lead on the last bend from Mark Taylor. Race 4, he tried to do the same, couldn't get past Simon Reed, who took his 2nd win of the season. Stuart Oliver had a win at Brands Hatch. That was the race that was red flagged at Brands earlier this year. Michael Oliver looking for his first win on his move up back into Division 1 this season, made a one-off appearance in Division 2 last year. And as for Division 2, well, any one of the 7 could win it. John Powell on pole, hopefully he's ironed out those gremlins from earlier. Brad Smith is there. Craig Evans has yet to take a Division 2 win. He's always there or thereabouts on the podium. Jock Borthwick had a win yesterday but had problems this morning. Adam Bint, brilliant win in that cracking race 4. Race 4 this weekend, certainly one of the best truck races I've ever seen. Well, any one of the drivers on this grid could win in either division. I think we're just waiting possibly for a pickup to be recovered after that last race. I think Alan Cooper's car we saw disappear out on circuits. That might be being cleared, but the grid is now being cleared of mechanics, so I think we are ready to go. The DAF TRP pace truck in position. Marshall's just making sure everybody is off the grid. Then the Marshals retire to a safe distance. You'll notice the Marshals move back off their posts during truck races as a safety measure. Are we going to finish with a cracker here at Convoy at Pembrey? We're about to find out over the next 15 minutes. The pace truck moves off. Michael Oliver on pole position. John Newell alongside.
And Jock Borthwick, who's been particularly quick this weekend, but had a bit of a disaster in the last race. And then on the 3rd row of the Class 2s, Adam Bint.
Paul Roussien, I hope I pronounced that correctly in our comments, says good luck birthday boy Stephen Powell.
And John Bowler
He's 5th on the grid, looking for his first Division 1 win. Moved up to Division 1 this year, won the Division 2 title 2 years ago.
Successful in Class 2 this weekend.
Let's hope for a good, clean race. Superb sight they make in the sunshine of South Wales. Three wins in Division 1 for Ryan Smith, 1 for Simon Reed. David Jenkins is back out after his problems in race 4. In Division 2, a win for Jock Borthwick, 2 for Luke Garrett and 1 for Adam Binns. A very well received victory by the crowd. I've got no idea who's going to win either division in this race. It really is the most open and competitive season that we have had for the British Truck Racing Championship in a few years, especially in Division 2. Pace starting to quicken then. This will be a 15-minute race. Michael Oliver on pole. Can he hang on in front? His first win in a long time. Will it be a first win of the season for John Newell in the number 18 from the outside of the front row? Nice and steady as they head out of Honda Curve up towards the red lights. The power about to be unleashed for a final time this weekend. Race 5 for the British Truck Racing Championship gets underway. And down towards Hatchett's hairpin they go for the first time. It's a good start by John Newell. Ryan Smith moves across to the inside. Michael Oliver's holding the inside line. He's locked up. Is he going to go straight on? Yes, straight off he goes. He's heading for the next village. Off goes David Jenkins onto the grass as well. Now who's got the lead? It's John Newell in the number 18. There was no way that Michael Oliver's going to get round there. And there's contact in the Division 2 pack as well. Oh dear, they fall over each other. John Powell, Jock Borthwick and I think John Bowler was involved as well. There's debris from one of those trucks in the middle of the road there. John Powell's got some damage to the front end. You can tell it's the last race of the weekend, can't you? Onto the grass there goes Mark Taylor briefly, leaning on Craig Reed in the 68. He goes out wide. It's John Newell, I think, who's still got the lead in the number 18. The Yorkshireman heading the pack through Brooklands. It's Stuart Oliver second. Ryan Smith's already up to third ahead of Stephen Powell. And in Division 2, well, we'll wait to see who's leading. I think it's Brad Smith in the number 16 who's got the Division 2 lead. Now, where's Michael Oliver got to? I think he was heading for the Irish Sea, the way he went straight on. Still, Division 2, I think, are still falling over each other. Hopefully everybody has survived that early mayhem. Newell leads. Here comes Ryan Smith. He is fired up for this one. He's already through into second place past Stuart Oliver down towards the hairpin. Stephen Powell is in fourth position. Then it's Tom O'Rourke, Mark Taylor. First the Reeds, that's Craig. Ricky Collett having a go up the inside. David Jenkins got delayed in the early stages. And there's the Division 2 leader, that's Brad Smith. Now where's everybody else in Division 2 got to? Well, there's John Bowler, he's second. Craig Evans, Jock Borthwick, Adam Binns, Luke Garrett. Who does that bit of bodywork belong to, I wonder? I think that might be a piece of John Powell's truck. He's been shedding bodywork all round the lap. David Jenkins has a go at Bradley Smith. He nearly cannoned into the back of it. Simon Reed just about surviving that ahead of them. Did everybody come through on the first lap? Yes, they did. Bradley Smith's got bodywork hanging off as well. Up the inside goes David Jenkins. He's fired up in this one, trying to come through after that problem on the first lap. Simon Faulkner at the back of Division 1. Brad Smith with a clear lead over John Bowler in Division 2. Okay, things starting to settle down after that pretty wild first couple of laps. It's John Newell, number 18, who leads, but Ryan Smith has done the fastest lap, 1:11.516. That was nearly a second quicker than John Newell, so he'll soon be on the back of the race leader, Flying Ryan. See them in the background come out of Spitfires here. Yes, there's the leaders. Third is Stuart Oliver. And it's Powell, O'Rourke, Taylor and one of the Reeds. Ricky Collett gets sideways onto the grass. He'll lose out to the other one of the Reeds. You can't tell without a close look which is which. Brad Smith still leading Division 2, and because of all that chaos early on, the Division 2 is being able to keep up with the Division 1 trucks here. Brad Smith, John Bowler and Craig Evans, the top three in Division 2, as Ricky Collett and David Jenkins duking it out. Mark Taylor under fire from Craig Reed. Bit of understeer there from Simon Reed. Ricky Collett goes through past David Jenkins. Bradley Smith behind them in the number 46. Got his first ever podium at Brands Hatch last time out, but has been stuck in the midfield in Division 1 for most of this weekend. It's number 16, Brad Smith, leading Division 2, keeping up with number 92, Simon Faulkner. He's had repeated problems with that Iveco this weekend. Now Jock Borthwick coming back into the picture. He's got ahead of Craig Evans there into third in Division 2. Chasing now John Bowler. Behind them, there's Michael Oliver. He's finally recovered the track. Luke Garrett, a quiet race for him. He's attacking Adam Bintz. Division 2 down the straight there, and Ryan Smith is now right with John Newell. He's going to go for the lead here, surely. He's done another fastest lap, 1:11.241 for Ryan Smith. Newell's lapping in the low 1 minute 12s. Going to go up the outside there, Ryan Smith. Newell sticking resolutely to the inside for Brooklands. But how long can he hold off that flying Daimler of flying Ryan Smith? Goes to the inside. And again, Newell moves across to hold him off. Ryan Smith's getting impatient here. He's got over 10 minutes to defend here if he's going to hang on to the lead, John Newell. With the 6 times champion behind him, surely it's only a matter of time. Stuart Oliver, the 10 times champion, in third. Newell moves across again. Really is defending very aggressively there. Down towards the right-hander at Hatchett's hairpin. Is Smith going to get the cut back here on the exit? Oh, Michael Oliver in trouble again in the number 12. Has he had an off, or is he pulling over? He pulled over there in race 1 yesterday in exactly the same place up at Brooklands. Here come your leaders, still John Newell ahead. And this is allowing Stuart Oliver to close up as well in the number 7, because Ryan Smith is being delayed somewhat behind the slower truck of John Newell. He's got every right though to defend his line, keep his lead. Now Smith trying to move to the inside. This is going to be a brave move if you can attempt it at Brooklands. You've seen what happens if you attempt to move sometimes there. There's the evidence on the outside, that churned up crash, and it was John Newell who went into the back of Tom O'Rourke and they went spinning out there earlier on. Smith all over the back of John Newell. Yeah, you can see Oliver closing up to the back of them. He's on the back of him there as they come up towards Honda. Swinging right, 9 minutes to go. Here's a battle in Division 2 between John Bowler and Craig Evans. That's for third in Division 2 because Jock Borthwick's got past them and he'll be going after Brad Smith. Meanwhile, here come the leaders down into the first turn at Hatchett's hairpin. Little bit of a lock-up from John Newell. Is he cracking under the pressure from Ryan Smith? He's got a lot of experience, John Newell. Raced since back in the 1990s. Took a long break before returning to truck racing a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago now. Stuart Oliver is now right with them. You see, they've been losing time, holding each other up here, the two leaders, and Stuart Oliver can sense a chance to get past both of them. Here's Smith going for it. He won't get up the inside into the right-hander at Senna. Now it's 3, line astern for the lead. Oliver to the inside. Smith's now got to attack and defend at the same time. He knows one false move and Stuart Oliver will be through for second. Michael Oliver has pulled over at Brooklands corner. Stephen Powell's closing up as well now in the number 3. They're all starting to bottle up behind John Newell. Oh, Newell's gone wide, coming out of Carter's. This is it for Ryan Smith. He's up the inside and he takes the lead. So we're waiting to see if John Newell could hold on for virtually the full race there ahead of Ryan Smith, but he ran wide coming through Carter's. I don't think there was any contact there. And now Stuart Oliver's ready to have a go at the number 18. Of course, as Newell tries to hold second, this is going to allow Ryan Smith to pull away for win number 4 this weekend. Powell's with them as well. Here's the battle in Division 2. John Bowler's dropped back behind Luke Garrett, Craig Evans as well. So Garrett's now third in Division 2, I think. Still Brad Smith, who leads Division 2 ahead of Jock Borthwick by 1.5 seconds. Garrett up to third. He's got past Bowler and Evans in one lap there. So, Tom O'Rourke, I can tell you, has pulled into the pits. He's dropped out. We lost Michael Oliver, of course, as well. So there's 18 running now to the 28 who started it. This final race of the weekend for the British Truck Racing Championship. There's Simon Faulkner. He's still going, just ahead of Brad Smith. There's our Division 2 leader. Can he hang on this time? He led for much of the way in race 4, but it was Adam Bint who took over for the win. He's got Jock Borthwick, the Scotsman, closing up behind him. Jock desperate to win the Division 2 title this season. He and Luke Garrett, the most modern trucks in the division, the two MANs. Speaking of MANs, John Newell's MAN, holding off the Volvo of Stuart Oliver for second place. Ryan Smith not getting away hugely at the front of the field. His last lap was a second quicker than John Newell, so he will start to pull away. 6 minutes of the race to go. There's Stephen Powell in 4th place ahead of Mark Taylor. Then the Reed boys. It's Craig ahead of Simon there. There's a battle for 3rd in Division 2. Sorry, 4th in Division 2, I apologise. John Bowler and Craig Evans. You won't get round the outside on the hairpin there, Craig. Rear bumper hanging off John Bowler's truck. This is allowing Adam Bint to close up in the number 5. Going towards the final third of this race now. Bowler's running wide onto the grass there as they come through the crossing. Craig Evans trying to move into a podium position in Division 2. Still Brad Smith, who leads Division 2 ahead of Borthwick and Luke Garrett. Or has there been a change there? There's Brad Smith. Is that Garrett I saw ahead of him? No, it's Simon Faulkner, sorry. There's Garrett, still back in 3rd. Brad Smith continuing to defend, chasing that rather smoky truck of Simon Faulkner. It's a good defensive drive by Brad Smith in the Unity recovery truck. Here's the fight for second. Stuart Oliver still unable to get past John Newell. 4.5 minutes to go. Ryan Smith is now starting to pull away in front. Nearly 2.5 seconds clear now. He's heading for win number 4. This will open up a big lead in the championship, especially with David Jenkins having struggled this weekend. Full championship points will be available on the BARC website and the BTRC website in the coming days. Here comes Stephen Powell. It's Mark Taylor. A nice little slide there for Simon Reed. He's got back ahead of his brother Craig into 6th position. Behind them, David Jenkins. He's not been at the races at all this weekend. We see Tom O'Rourke's truck in the pit lane there. He retired a few laps ago. There's been a change of lead in Division 2. Jock Borthwick has got ahead of Brad Smith. So Jock Borthwick has taken over, looking for win number 2 this weekend. But here comes the orange truck of Luke Garrett. Can he move up and challenge the leaders here? They're behind Simon Faulkner in the Division 1 Iveco. Tight into the hairpin, and not keeping it tight into the hairpin is Simon Faulkner. Onto the grass he goes. So Luke Garrett will try and move up past Brad Smith now and try and close on Jock Borthwick. We know he took Jock Borthwick on the last lap of race 2 yesterday to steal the win. 3 minutes to go. Is that Simon Faulkner slowing again? I don't think he's finished a race so far this weekend, which is a great shame. Brad Smith in the older DAF there, hanging on in the middle of this MAN battle. Here's the fight for 4th. They're closing on Stephen Powell now. 4th in Division 1. There's Mark Taylor, number 81, and Simon Reed in the 89, the winner of race 4 earlier on. Oh, Stephen Powell slowed there. Coming off the hairpin, Simon Reed skates past both of them. And Mark Taylor goes through as well. I think he hit the back of Stephen Powell there because he slowed ahead of him unexpectedly. Powell's got a problem. I think I was told that he was having turbo issues earlier in the weekend, Stephen Powell. You can see that's damaged the front of Mark Taylor's truck because Powell slowed off the hairpin and Taylor had no choice but to hit the back of him. Look at the state of that. Great shame for Stephen Powell. Celebrating his birthday, and a mistake for Brad Smith. What happened there? I think he's still third in Division 2. Yes, he's there in third place. There's the two MANs now first and second. Now Brad Smith wide on the hairpin. Stephen Powell back up to speed, so I don't know what the problem was. Maybe he just lost drive momentarily. He's now got David Jenkins behind him. Here's a replay of what happened to Brad Smith. He was under fire from Luke Garrett, and he just locks up the rears, slides wide under braking. Brad Smith will be cursing himself in that cab for losing that second place. Oh, problems for Simon Reed now. He's gone off coming out of the hairpin. I'm wondering, is there a bit of fluid down on the exit of the hairpin perhaps? Everybody seems to be sliding about there. Well, we've got less than a minute left on the clock. It's going to be last lap this time, I think, for Ryan Smith. Pulled away to the tune of 5.5 seconds now. While all that was going on in Division 2, Stuart Oliver has taken second place, I can tell you. Here's a scrap in Division 2. John Bowler chasing down Adam Bintz. Now, will this lot all get round the hairpin? Okay, we've seen a fair few trucks sliding off here. John Powell has a look up the inside. He'll take Craig Evans. He gets sideways. They all stay on the tarmac just about. Here's a replay. This is what happened to Simon Reed. Oh, was there contact there with Mark Taylor, I wonder? We didn't quite see. He was completely sideways out of the hairpin. Because there is a bit of fluid on the road there. John Bowler runs wide, back across the front of John Powell. You can see his front bumper, the green front valance, has completely disappeared. That's lying in bits at the crossing. And has been since lap 1. Craig Evans behind them. The clock has counted down to 0, so we're on the last lap of the weekend for the British Truck Racing Championship now. John Powell runs wide. Craig Evans is going through, past the number 6. It's Ryan Smith is heading for win number 4 out of 5. Here he comes. Out of Brooklands. He's nearly 6 seconds clear of Stuart Oliver now. Stuart Oliver, I'm fairly sure, is going to move up into second in the championship with David Jenkins struggling this weekend. Well, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. He was beaten by Simon Reed earlier on today in race 4, but it's a 4th win of the weekend for flying Ryan Smith. Takes the title. Oh, Stephen Powell slowing out of the last bend. He has got a problem with the number 3. Meanwhile, Simon Reed having a go at David Jenkins. Stuart Oliver's taken second place. You can't take your eyes off anything in this race. John Newell takes third. The fight for 4th is going to go to the line between Mark Taylor and Craig Reed. Simon Reed is 6th. David Jenkins 7th. Then Bradley Smith. Stephen Powell ends up 9th. And Ricky Collett rounds out the top 10. Here comes Division 2. Luke Garrett has closed in on Jock Borthwick, but it's going to be a win for the Scotsman for the second time this weekend, his second win of the weekend and the season. Luke Garrett closing, but it's too late. The MANs finish first and second. Borthwick wins it. Garrett second. 2 wins each for those two, and 1 for Adam Bintz. Brad Smith is third in Division 2. It'll be Adam Bintz next home in the number 5 there. He is in the background. And behind Adam Bintz will be John Bowler, Craig Evans, and John Powell. We lost Simon Faulkner into the pits, sadly, as we did Tom O'Rourke. We saw Michael Oliver depart as well. But it's 4 out of 5 for Ryan Smith. He kickstarts his title challenge in style. After a poor weekend for his regular rival David Jenkins, it looks like Stuart Oliver could be the main challenger along with John Newell. They might well move up into the top 3 in the points this weekend. In Division 2, star men of the weekend, this man, Jock Borthwick with win number 2, Luke Garrett with 2 wins as well. And they move ahead of John Powell, who struggled this weekend with the DAF. It's anybody's race in Division 2 this year for the title at this early stage. Confirm the results in a moment then. Well done to the British Truck Racing Championship. More great entertainment. They come back to Pembrey for their second visit of the year in October this year. They'll be back on our live stream coverage soon. Round 3 of the championship coming up from Thruxton later on in the summer. Convoy on the Plain, that event is called, down near Salisbury Plain. Results of race number 5 then for the trucks. Smith taking the win by just over 6 seconds ahead of Stuart Oliver, with John Newell completing the podium, the early leader. Mark Taylor 4th ahead of the Reed boys. Craig ahead of Simon this time, and David Jenkins just behind Simon Reed out of the final turn, taking 7th to a cap what's been a disappointing weekend for him, it has to be said. Bradley Smith in 8th place. Stephen Powell with problems in the closing stages dropped down from 4th to 9th. Ricky Collitz rounding out the top 10. Jock Borthwick takes his second win in Division 2 ahead of Luke Garrett, with Brad Smith the early leader in 3rd, and Adam Bint in 4th place, and John Bowler completing the top 5. Beyond that, the other finishers were Craig Evans and John Powell. We lost Simon Faulkner into the pits, as we did a few laps earlier, Tom O'Rourke, and Michael Oliver was an early casualty.
Again, every time I come on this microphone, I want to thank everyone who's come and supported Pembrey today.
Well, shortly we'll be heading down into Parc Fermé. Hopefully Pointy is going to be down there to talk to some of the drivers before we sign off for the weekend here on BARC TV.
You know, we'll go home now, we'll do some tweaks ready for...
Great scenery here in South Wales, as you can see.
You bided your time because you caught John up, and then there was no sort of silly moves, and we weren't quite sure where you were going to get it. And you certainly had the pace coming out of Brooklyn.
We'll hear shortly from some of the drivers. Pointy will be down there to talk to them in just a few moments' time.
Because John was going in defensive mode, it invited Stuart Oliver on, so we had to be a little bit aware of that. But it was a clean race. We scored a point less than the maximum, which is delighted, and you know, fair play to Simon Reed, the race he won earlier, although we had steering issues. But listen, let's not take what other people's achieving. We concentrate on what we do moving. Thank you to everybody that's been on the banks here. And you all soon in October. And when's the next? It's about weeks Thruxton. The circuit, try and get less damage. We only got a small budget, you see, so we're one of the smaller teams, but we've got a big heart and big ambition. So, you know, we'll go to Thruxton, we'll try and get maximum.
I love this comment from Carl Smith. He says, every time I see Brad Smith, number 16's livery, I keep thinking he's sponsored by Toblerone in that colour. I knew I'd seen that colour somewhere before. Well, maybe we'll hear about Toblerones from Brad Smith, because Pointy's ready. We know he likes talking about food. He's down in Parc Fermé talking to some of the drivers.
Well, what a fantastic crescendo to the day here at Pembrey, and what a fantastic weekend racing we've had. We just saw Stuart Oliver battle his little heart out for the entire of the last race of the weekend. Stuart, how'd you feel, buddy? You look hot.
I'm ready for home, I'm ready for bed. It's warm in there, I tell you, but fantastic. You know, it wasn't the win what we wanted, but you know, quite happy because, you know, the competition this year is probably the best it's ever been, you know, and it's so it's a bit like the European days. It's really great fun.
Yeah, it's so great for the spectators. I've been speaking to a few guys around the track this week, and they're so happy to see lots of different race results. I think Barker might have hit it on the head with this new reverse grid process.
Yeah, it works really well. You know, it's a little bit not complicated, but to get your head around how it works. But you can understand, you know, when you see the politics of
she didn't want to be on camera, that's why she didn't look at it.
But she, you know, it works really well, the format. So, you know, when everybody understands it, well, no, they do understand it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Some of them are still getting there.
Well, yeah, slow learners.
Some of them are still getting there on track as well, to be honest.
Yeah, we call them slow learners. Yeah, but no, they're getting there, and it's all good.
Oh, well, fantastic results, Stu. Fantastic. Oh, and another podium. I mean, you've done very well this weekend. It's really good to see you back at the top.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I just keep chipping away and chipping away. You never know. I had a bad day at Brands Hatch. The men in front of us maybe have bad days further in the future. So, hopefully we can capitalise on that.
Awesome. Thank you very much for talking to us. Safe journey home. We'll see you at the next race event. Thank you very much. Right, let's move along now to another fantastic result, to someone who was racing with no brakes earlier on. A firm favourite of mine. I know we're not supposed to have favourites, but ladies and gentlemen, Jock Borthwick, what a guy. Jock, how are we doing? I take it we had full use of our brakes this race.
Wait, just now, he says that to all the boys. Don't listen to him. Tells all the boys they're his favourite. Yeah, all the brakes that time, and got a bit of consistency in it. And
yeah, quite a bit
on.
of contact to the first few laps.
Yeah, I got my back end lifted and barreled round about. But it happens, you're just going in there and it's no intentional. Just got my back end lifted round about and gone. I got a gear and got going and managed to salvage something. So no, good. Pleased with the result.
Yeah, really good result. I say you've lost a few panels, but yeah, just to tell everybody at home in case they didn't know, the reason you were limping round the last race, you lost all control of the brakes. You just needed to finish for those points, and to point out as well to everybody that it's really important to get those points in, because it was a strategic decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, come in, fractured a brake disc, and I thought just go round steady, finish the race. As long as you do 70% of the race, you get a finish. So I decided just to pot around and get a finish and get some points. We might need them, or will need them at the end of the year.
Yeah, later on in the season, the rest of Div 2 start crumbling at the ankles.
These 9 points will be crucial.
Well, thank you very much, Jock. We'll let you have a breather. Fantastic racing. We'll give you a first place trophy very soon. Very soon. Right, now, someone we really do need to speak to, of course, finishing with his first podium this weekend. Hi, Rick. It's Brad Smith, if we can find him. We spoke to him earlier on in the weekend. And he has got a very important hashtag on the front of his truck for a young girl that he really desperately wanted to dedicate a win to. So if we can find, where's Brad? Where is Brad Smith? Has anybody seen Brad Smith? Here he is. Come round this way. We've got him. We've got him. Come round the front, Brad. So this one's for Holly. This one, you left it until the very last race of the weekend.
I know, and I did. I should have got one before, but this one is for you, Holly.
Fantastic. Well, a very emotional win, a great podium finish, huge amounts of effort. I think everybody's happy to see you get that trophy today.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend for the racing and everything. But yeah, we got there on the podium.
Well done, sir. Congratulations. And again, well done for dedicating it to such an important cause. Thank you for joining us, Brad. Time for just one more, I think. Let us go and speak to a birthday boy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you can stay this side of the thing, we'll just catch Steve Powell, 21 years old again today, having a chat with fellow drivers Bradley Smith, Craig Reed. It's your birthday today, isn't it?
It is, Boydie, yes. Yes, it is.
And how young are you again?
I am a year older than what I was last year.
And did you have candles on your Caterpillar cake?
I did, yeah, only 2.
So is Caterpillar cake your favourite type of birthday cake?
Actually, I quite like a Caterpillar cake, yeah.
I quite like a Caterpillar cake.
Yeah, I like any sort of cake, really.
Yeah. Now, we were really rooting for you. We didn't have a chance to talk to you earlier in the weekend. We were really rooting for you in that race earlier on today. And it was, oh, wow, what happened there?
We don't know. It's either the gearbox or the clutch. Basically, missed the gear twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then again the belts and neutrals around there. So something's gone awry, but I'm not sure yet.
You'll find it. You'll
no,
find it.
Fine. Listen, I'm happy. We've finished every race. We've got some good points this weekend. It would have been nice to finish where we was in 4th, but
I'm still. I mean, I don't know how these drivers get over it sometimes when they have a result changed due to a crash on the track. You know, he was in 2nd place. That looked like a good win, and it was typical. Yeah, let's restart the race, shall we?
Yeah, that was a bit annoying. We was in a solid 2nd place, and that would have been our podium. Be good for me and the team. But it's racing, look, it happens, it goes both ways round, you know, and we was good there, we was in 4th and we was looking for a good, solid result like we've had all weekend, and obviously we've got a problem, we'll have to get it home and fix it and find out what it is, so. But we finished, which is the main thing, so.
Yes, that is important.
And now I'm going to spend the rest of my birthday on the M4, so I can't wait.
I think you should just stay down here just one more night.
Absolutely not.
I heard the ukulele band's playing again in the bar.
The ukulele band are fantastic.
They were pretty good, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, the best entertainment I've ever seen in Pembrey in 15 years, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Unbelievable. They could hold a note, which was good.
Mate, they was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding, so it was really good.
You've had a good weekend otherwise?
Lovely, yeah, fantastic. Really good. I think it's been good for truck sport, good for BGRC, good for the competitors, the crowds. It's just beautiful. It's been one of the best Pembreys I've ever been to be fair.
Yeah, I would actually say the same. There's so much going on track, off track, truck show, live music. It's been
great.
everything.
Everyone's together on the same page. It's just really good. It's just a good field of good vibe. And Pointy, you smashed it again, mate.
Oh, stop it. I'll give you the fiver later,
Yeah,
okay? Cheers, mate. Right then.
Last time.
Oh, God, is that £10 now? Oh, my goodness. Tell you, the bribes don't go far nowadays. Right, let's have one more look around for just one more driver. This is Bernard. Get Bernard. Bernard, bonjour, Bernard. He's not a driver. We just wanted to get him on film. This guy, just to let you all know, he's been an avid supporter of the British Truck Racing for many years now, and he just came out of nowhere. No one knew who he was, and he just started posting pictures on his Facebook and like, who's this guy? He always seems to catch these great angles. And yeah, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you, my friend.
Can you tell I speak French? No, I know I can't. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Right. John Bowler, Craig Evans. Let's speak to Craig Evans, because I tell you what, if you can put a metaphor to putting a rocket up someone's, it's Craig Evans at Pembrey 2022. I mean, okay, you might not have got a podium, but my God, that was some racing, Craig.
Well, we certainly did give it a go. You said this morning overnight I've turned into a racing truck driver, and it looks like I did.
Honestly, mate, I'm telling you, it's really great to see. You're really getting stuck in there and managing to come out with a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious.
No, nothing too major, just a bit of cosmetics, really. Nothing we can't sort falling down in the next round.
Yeah, a bit of teacup, you'll be all right.
It might need a bit more than teacup, but never mind.
No, you speak to Sean Taylor, it's amazing how far a bit of teacup can go.